I love using curves in Satisfactory. There is one problem though. What you see here is Z buffering, and this is the bane of anyone who wants to create curves in Satisfactory. This is caused when two different materials, or even the same materials, are fighting to be on top of one another, creating this back and forth between one material and the other on two separate foundations. However, this can be changed, as you can see here. And as I'm sure a few of you are going to be asking how, if you want to know how I do these curves, check out the link to the video in the cards above in the top right corner. I'll put a link straight to the video there. First thing that I want to show you is the trick with the pillar. Now, this is the easiest way to do it, and it works most of the time. So the first thing that you want to do is place a small metal pillar right on the middle of the foundations that you're trying to stop Z fighting. And then from here, we're just going to snap the foundation to the bottom of that and then place these. And as you can see, this works. This is fantastic most of the time, but sometimes this won't work and you will have to do it again or do it from a foundation across from it in order for it to work. So that's one technique. Now this is great for closed spaces that you're not going to see from far away, because for some reason, if you do go further away, you will notice that it starts to battle again. But if you don't want to see that while you're going around your factory, there is another thing that you can do. So for this, it doesn't matter if we're using one that we've already done or another. What we're going to do is place another foundation on the outside of the curve. And then from here, we're going to place a small metal pillar, just 1 meter in and on the border here. And we're going to place this too deep. And the reason why we're doing this is when we have a walkway snapping to a pillar, it gives us free placement. And Z fighting works by the two materials being on the same level as each other. So they're each fighting to be shown off. So by having a slight incremental difference, we should be able to, let's just check this is Z fighting from far. Yep, so we got Z fighting. We're now going to snap the foundation to this. And you can see that we've now got rid of that Z fighting. We're going to zoom out and you can see how that has instantaneously made it so that we cannot see that Z fighting. So this is a great tip for when you're working outside or in larger builds and you don't want to see that. However, it is more time consuming. We'll do this again so that you can get an idea as to how it's done. Place down a metal pillar 1 meter across, and then we're going to try and find the closest snapping point to the top, to the same level. The one problem with this is it can create a staggered effect on the platforms, which we don't want to show. We want it to be as even as possible. Here you can see we have done it again. The only difference this time is this was slightly higher than this one. So what we may want to do if we're trying to go for a particular look is to make sure that we go slightly below the foundation next to it. Anyone can do this. You just need to make sure that you've unlocked the pillars and the walkways in the awesome shop. But one thing that I would recommend is if you do have a mouse with a lower DPI setting, you use that. I'm trying to go through all of mine now. Like this one, which is visibly much slower, to really get the right placement for you, which is here. particularly useful if you struggle to get that right placement. So there you are, guys. 2 quick tips in order to get rid of Z fighting in your factories. If you did like this video and found it helpful, make sure to drop a thumbs up, and obviously if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Special thanks does go to all of our amazing supporters, most notably our SoloXclipse patrons Cerebral Tag, James Irwin and Fiveless, as well as our Lunas, the Calamity, Dixie Chris, Ben and Star, as well as our Blood Moon of the day, which today is Adam the Useless. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.